Be delusional enough to believe you can succeed before anyone else does. There's a moment before everything changes. Before the success, before the recognition, before anyone knows your name. A moment when the only thing standing between you and total collapse is a lie you tell yourself. Not the kind of lie that destroys you, the kind that builds you. And here's the strange part. The people who make it, the ones who actually break through, they all share the same diagnosis. They're delusional. Not clinically, not pathologically, but functionally. They believe in a version of themselves that doesn't exist yet. They see a future no one else can see. They act as if the outcome is inevitable, when every piece of evidence says it isn't. So here's the question. What separates useful delusion from destructive fantasy? What happens in the mind of someone who believes before there's any reason to? And why do some delusions create empires, while others create ruins? His name was Ethan, 27 years old, unemployed, living in a one-bedroom apartment with peeling wallpaper and a window that overlooked a parking lot. He told people he was working on something big. They smiled politely. His parents stopped asking about job applications. His friends stopped inviting him out. His girlfriend left him 6 months ago, citing lack of direction. But Ethan didn't seem bothered. Every morning he woke up at 5 a.m. He ran. He journaled. He worked on his project, a tech platform no one had asked for, solving a problem most people didn't think existed. He had no funding, no team, no formal training in software development. But he had something else. A belief so strong it bordered on irrational. He genuinely believed he was going to succeed. Not hoped, not wished. Believed. When people asked him what he did, he didn't say, "I'm trying to build a startup." He said, "I'm building a company." Present tense. Certainty. As if it was already real. Most people thought he was arrogant. Some thought he was naive. A few thought he was mentally unwell. But Ethan? He just kept building. Then came the pitch meeting. After months of cold emails, he finally got 15 minutes with an investor. He walked into that glass-walled office with a laptop held together by duct tape and a prototype that crashed twice during the demo. The investor leaned back in his chair. "So, why you?" Ethan didn't hesitate. "Because I'm the only one who sees this clearly enough to make it happen." The investor smiled. "Not the good kind." "That's not confidence, kid. That's delusion." Ethan nodded. "Maybe. But delusion got me here. What did realism ever build?" He didn't get the funding. He walked out of that building into the rain, soaked, broke, alone. And still, he believed. Here's what was happening in Ethan's mind. Something psychologists call self-efficacy, not self-esteem, not confidence. Self-efficacy is the belief that you specifically have the ability to achieve a specific outcome. It's not "someone can do this." It's "I can do this." And here's the twist. Self-efficacy doesn't come from evidence. It comes from deciding the evidence doesn't matter yet. Ethan's brain had done something most brains resist. It had constructed a narrative where the outcome was inevitable and then filtered reality through that narrative. Every rejection became a "not yet." Every failure became data. Every doubt from others became noise. He wasn't ignoring reality. He was choosing which reality to believe in. The one that existed now, or the one he was building toward. This is the delusion. And it works until it doesn't. Because here's the dark side. The same mental mechanism that creates breakthrough success also creates catastrophic failure. Ethan's belief made him resilient. But it also made him blind. He ignored red flags, dismissed criticism, refused to pivot when the market told him to. He stopped sleeping, stopped eating properly, stopped answering calls from people who cared about him. His apartment became a wasteland of energy drink cans and half-written code. He wasn't building a company anymore. He was protecting a belief. Because if the belief died, what was left? The investor was right. He was delusional. But now the delusion wasn't driving him forward. It was trapping him. He'd crossed the line. Confidence had become obstinacy. Vision had become denial. And belief had become identity. He wasn't trying to succeed anymore. He needed to succeed. Because failure didn't just mean the project died. It meant he wasn't who he thought he was. 3 years in, Ethan hit a wall. The platform launched. Barely anyone used it. He ran out of savings. Couldn't pay rent. He sat in that empty apartment, no furniture left, most of it sold, and stared at his laptop screen. For the first time in 3 years, he felt it. Doubt. Not the kind you push through. The kind that sits in your chest and whispers, what if they were right? What if this whole time, he'd been lying to himself? What if belief wasn't enough? What if he wasn't special? And then, something shifted. Not a motivational surge, not a breakthrough. A realization. He had been asking the wrong question. The question wasn't, will I succeed? The question was, why do I need to succeed this way? Because the belief that drove him wasn't really about the platform. It was about proving something. Proving he wasn't ordinary. Proving the people who doubted him were wrong. Proving he mattered. The delusion wasn't that he could build something great. The delusion was that this specific thing was the only way to become someone. Ethan shut down the platform. Not in defeat. In clarity. He took a job, a normal one, paid his debts, started sleeping again. But he didn't stop building. He just started building differently. Smaller projects, collaborations, things that didn't need to be world-changing to be worth doing. And 6 months later, one of those small projects caught fire. Not because he believed harder. Because he believed differently. He wasn't trying to prove himself anymore. He was trying to solve a problem. And that made all the difference. Here's the truth they don't tell you. Belief is powerful. But belief without awareness is just stubbornness in disguise. The people who succeed before anyone else believes in them, they're not delusional because they ignore reality. They're delusional because they see two realities at once. The world as it is, and the world as it could be. They hold both. They don't deny the gap. They build the bridge. But the ones who fail, they only see one reality, the one in their head, and they defend it so hard, they stop learning, stop adapting, stop listening. They become prisoners of their own belief. So maybe the question isn't whether you should be delusional. Maybe it's whether your delusion is serving you or defining you. Are you believing in yourself because you've seen what you're capable of? Or are you believing in yourself because you're terrified of what happens if you don't? There's a difference. One builds empires. The other builds cages. And the scariest part? From the inside, they feel exactly the same. I